It was the year 1967 when something astonishing and highly important was about to be discovered just a few kilometers off the coast of Greece, something that would astonish archaeologists for years to come. Every time Nicholas went searching in the sea around this island, he returned empty-handed. But this time, Nicholas's life was about to change. At a depth of 13 feet in the sea, Nicholas spotted some stones that looked quite unusual compared to the others. The shapes of these stones were in a regular pattern, which did not seem natural in any way. As Nicholas's curiosity about these strange shapes grew, he decided to dive deeper. As he went further down, he realized that these regularly shaped stones were actually the foundation stones of buildings, and that they spread over a vast area. Initially, Nicholas couldn't understand what building foundation stones were doing in this part of the sea, but later he became convinced that he had discovered something extraordinary in this area of the sea. It was crucial to know the true nature of this discovery. The next time Nicholas returned to the same spot, he came fully prepared, along with a whole team. The team was stunned when they saw various objects scattered all around that were used by humans. From earthenware pots to various types of tools, everything was scattered. Not only that, but they could also see the foundations of stone buildings and even some streets. It was clear that this wasn't just a small settlement, but a fully planned city. There was no doubt that Nicholas had discovered the remains of a city that had been destroyed centuries ago and was now hidden under the sea. This underwater city was named Pavlopetri, which had been keeping thousands of archaeologists and researchers awake since 1967. How big was this city? Who were the people living here? Why did they build such a planned city in this remote area? And most importantly, could this be the Atlantis that Plato mentioned, which suffered a terrible catastrophe 11,000 years ago? These were all the questions that arose after the discovery of Pavlopetri, and even after many years, no one could successfully answer them. However, as technology advanced, research on Pavlopetri resumed. Dr. John Henderson from the University of Nottingham began further research on this underwater secret city with the help of technology. During the research, they found more objects used by humans, including a stone tool used to grind. Crane. Broken earthenware pots were scattered all over the place, giving the impression that it might have been a kitchen used by someone thousands of years ago. There were clear signs of human habitation in Pavlopetri, as well as the presence of burial sites, with around 50 graves of various sizes being found. There were many proofs of human settlement in this mysterious underwater city, located a few kilometers off the coast of Greece. But simply diving couldn't reveal the true nature of this city. Therefore, it was time to use technology, specifically sonar scanning. You may have learned how sonar technology works, but let's explain it once more. Sonar is a device that, when placed in water, emits specific sound waves. These sound waves reflect off various objects in the sea, and a receiver captures these reflected sound waves, which are then used by a computer to create a 3D model. After the underwater scanning of Pavlopetri, a 3D model was created. This 3D model unveiled the reality of Pavlopetri that was impossible to know through diving alone. Looking at the astonishing sight of the submerged city in the 3D model, it was hard to believe. Water that had hidden this reality was now clear, and everything could be seen clearly. The lines you see are the foundations of buildings constructed at that time, including small houses and quite large buildings. The large building might have been an administration office or the residence of a local leader. The empty area surrounded by buildings was perhaps a marketplace or playground. But the most astonishing thing was that all the buildings were constructed in a proper pattern, just like in modern cities. This mysterious underwater city belonged to a civilization with a high degree of discipline. All these building foundations spread over 20 acres, and it was estimated that around 5,000 people lived there. But the question remains, who are these people? And in which era did they live? The carbon dating of the earthenware pots found at the Pavlopetri site revealed that they were approximately 5,500 years old. Since it has been previously proven at several historical locations that earthenware pots were made during the Bronze Age, researchers are convinced that Pavlopetri was a city above water 5,500 years ago. This was a revolutionary era for humans when they used to build houses with stones. Using computer graphics, when the layout of Pavlopetri was redesigned, it looked like this. The actual shape of this underwater secret city discovered after 5,500 years was seen for the first time. An island surrounded by the sea from all sides, designed properly as a city. But why was this entire city built in such a remote location with so much planning? There was a hidden secret behind it, which was soon to be revealed. This secret was about to provide astonishing information about the people who lived in Pavlopetri. The location of Pavlopetri on the map was such that it was easy to conduct business with the whole world from there. This location was specifically chosen so that the people living here could easily engage in business. Some evidence found among the debris underwater indicates that Pavlopetri used to be a manufacturing hub, particularly for textiles. Yes, in ancient times, when cloth was made, weights were attached to the edges of the threads to prevent them from sagging. These weights were called loom weights, and thousands of such loom weights were found at the Pavlopetri location. This proves that the people living here 5,500 years ago used to make cloth and export it worldwide. It wouldn't be wrong to say that Pavlopetri was an extraordinarily busy city at that time. But what calamity struck this flourishing business hub that left it submerged under several feet of water? Researchers believe that the debris found at Pavlopetri clearly indicates that something happened that destroyed the city overnight. If the water level had been rising gradually, the people living there would have migrated with their belongings. But all the items used by humans were found there, indicating that the residents had no opportunity to escape. Pavlopetri may have been struck by a devastating earthquake that caused the land to sink below sea level, erasing the traces of this business hub in a single blow. But the question still remains, is Pavlopetri the Atlantis that the Greek philosopher Plato wrote about 2,000 years ago? If this isn't Atlantis, then where is the Atlantis that was destroyed 11,000 years ago, where, according to Plato, people lived with extraordinary powers and considered themselves gods? We hope you enjoyed this video. Like and share it. Thank you so much for your loving comments. See you in the next amazing video.